Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a wardrobe tour. I did tell you guys a couple of videos back in some of my home tour videos that if anyone wanted to see a wardrobe tour then to let me know, and I honestly had so many requests to do this video. You guys really wanted to see how these Ikea Pax systems work. So I'm going to tell you everything about how we designed and got these wardrobes built, and obviously show you guys what's in the wardrobes. So the reason why we chose Ikea, I mean obviously the fact that it was really inexpensive, was that it's really good to kind of customize and design your own wardrobe with them. And what I liked as well, that if anything went wrong any time in the future where, I don't know, a door fell off or there might have been a shelf inside that needed to be replaced, I know that I could pop to Ikea and replace them. So when I went to Ikea and designed all the wardrobes, I kind of figured out exactly like how much hanging space I needed and like how much shelvings that I needed for bags and shoes. I really wanted a wardrobe system that worked for me, because in previous places where I've lived, I've never had a wardrobe system that I've been really happy with. My wardrobe has always been a bit higgledy-piggledy, like I've had shoes in one wardrobe and clothes in the other room, and I just really wanted something that was going to work for me and just be easier to organise and see everything kind of as a whole basically. So I mean, this is as close that I'm going to get as a dream wardrobe. I mean, the ultimate dream would be a walk-in wardrobe, but I know that I'm not going to have that right now. So this system works perfectly for me and it just makes it so much more easier. So yeah, that's something to take into consideration if you guys are planning to kind of get these Ikea wardrobes, is obviously kind of figure out exactly how much hanging space you need and shoe storage and that type of thing, and then you can kind of design it from there. So we have 3 Pax systems built in together, and these are like the largest. I think they only do 2 sizes, so these are the largest and also the highest that they do. We were really fortunate actually, because our ceilings are quite low, so there was only probably about a 3 or 4 inch gap between where the Pax wardrobe ended and where our ceiling was. So we actually got someone to come in and put a kind of like MDF wooden panel in place of that and plaster it in to make it look more built in. So behind that is completely hollow, if that makes sense. So it's not completely built into the wall, but it kind of gives the illusion that it is. I also went for white high gloss doors. Now I was thinking about doing mirrored doors at first, but I kind of decided against that. I wanted something a little bit more subtle, and I really love the way these white gloss doors look in the room. They bring so much more light in the room and they are really reflective, so it kind of makes the room look a little bit bigger than it actually is really. So I really like that. And also at the time of like booking these wardrobes and ordering them, the lady said that we didn't have to have the Ikea knobs or handles. We could go and like buy our own basically. So I just popped to Dunelm because I knew they had these like crystal doorknobs that I really like, so I just bought them, and when the guy come and installed it, he just like put those knobs in for us basically. And I really love the way the crystal looks with the high gloss. I just think it gives it much more of like, I don't know, kind of my style, if that makes sense. So a lot more glam. So another good tip about these wardrobes is to actually get someone to install them. Now unless you're like a handy DIY person and you actually like that type of stuff, then that's absolutely fine, but Adam and I cannot do DIY for so we had to get people to come in to do our wardrobes. So for the 3 wardrobes and the doors and all the interiors basically, like the shelvings and drawers and that type of thing, came to around £700, and then we did pay an additional 20% of that 700, so I believe that was another £150 on top to get another company to come in and build them. And they were really good. So they come in and they literally built it within a couple of hours, and yeah, as I said before, it was all like properly bolted to the wall, and I don't think me and Ad could have done that. So yeah, it was really worth paying that extra money to get it done properly, so that we knew that it would last basically and not fall down on us in the night. So now I've rambled on for ages telling you guys a little bit more about these Ikea wardrobes. I'm now going to show you what's inside them and how I organise all of my clothes and accessories. So I'm going to show you guys wardrobe by wardrobe and kind of show you like how I've organised everything and how I've designed it basically. So starting off with this particular one behind me, this is like a whole Pax wardrobe that you can get obviously out of Ikea, and it's actually really big. So I really wanted like some hanging space here for kind of like shorter tops, but but I ended up putting my jeans here because I think they fit a little bit more nicely, and I like the fact that there's quite a lot of space from where my jeans ends to where my shelves begin, so it allows me to have my sunglasses and like accessories and that type of thing basically. So that was my whole thought process when I was actually designing these wardrobes. So here holds all of my jeans and my trousers. I need to get some new hangers, by the way, so please ignore my hangers because they're really old, and yeah, I need to get some new ones. I have like shorter skirts here, and also I have some jackets and little tops on that end. So moving on to this shelf, this is where I have all of my jewellery and my sunglasses. I have like a few picture frames and stuff, and I also put my perfumes in there as well. So I really like having that space at the top that allows me to kind of pick out what I need basically, and it's all nice and organised there. So I also have below it one of these pull out drawer systems that has all of my jewellery in, and like my kind of more costume jewellery I suppose. It also has a few belts, gloves, purses, that type of thing that I don't really use that much, but I kind of like to keep it all there, and it kind of like looks nice and displayed basically. Underneath I have 3 sets of glass drawers, and I went for the glass drawers because the idea of actually seeing into it and knowing like what's in there, but kind of looking back on that, I kind of wish that I hadn't gone for the glass because sometimes it can get a bit messy in there. So I'm not actually going to show you through those drawers because it takes ages, and obviously there's underwear in there and stuff, and I think that would be a bit weird to show YouTube my underwear. So I have all of my underwear kind of sectioned off in those storage systems that are also from Ikea. I can't remember the name of them, but I'll link them down below. In the other 2 drawers I have a mixture of pyjamas and kind of more casual clothes and like loungewear, if that makes sense. And then right at the bottom is kind of like a dead space basically that I kind of wanted to use for like shoes. And then up the top, I haven't actually filled the top space up yet. I want to go back to Ikea because they do the actual kind of inserts that go into that space where you can pack down like winter clothes or summer clothes and kind of clear out your wardrobe a little bit better and make use of the storage space. So that is where that would go obviously when I do that. So now moving on to the middle part of my wardrobe, this is where I have like all of my hanging space basically, so where I hang all my jumpers, my tops, jackets, that type of thing. So I was going to get the hanging space where you kind of have like just one rail basically, and it goes like all the way down to hang like longer stuff like maxi dresses and things, but I don't tend to really have long items of clothing. I mean, I'm only 5'2", so stuff that I do have that is long, like jumpsuits, I fold over and I just hang down here, and that works quite well for me. So I have pretty much all of my jumpers and tops in this section up here, and I try and keep it colour coordinated as possible. I just think it looks nicer basically, and obviously it keeps everything more organised, and obviously if you're searching for something then it makes it easier to find. So yeah, I kind of start off with the whites and the nudes on that end, and then going like more into like the prints and bolder colours, and then going into black. So on the bottom part I have a lot of like faux, this is where I keep like my faux fur jackets and gilets, and then I have like more dressier dresses and then more lightweight jackets as well. Yeah, it's getting a little bit crowded in there, but it still end up having loads of stuff on it, so it's brilliant for that. Okay, so now moving on to like the final section of this wardrobe, and this is where I keep all of my shoes and my handbags. This is like my favourite part of the wardrobe basically. So yeah, I absolutely love this space. The top 2 shelves are basically all jackets and coats that are pretty much just shoved in there at the minute. I need to go and get those boxes from Ikea that I was telling you guys about earlier that kind of fit into those shelves, so I can pack all my coats away and make it look a little bit more neater basically, because yeah, they're kind of just shoved in there at the minute. And then I have these 2 shelves which are for bags. So I have a lot of my bigger bags in this section and a lot of my smaller bags in this section, and then I have 2 shelves underneath that are for shoes. So I actually have like the pulley out shelves, that's what they're called. So these are like amazing for storing shoes, and obviously like can you pull it out and see everything and get to it a lot more easier. So I tend to obviously have, as I was saying before, a lot of my kind of more casual shoes here and more dressy shoes at the back. And then at the bottom I have more of a longer shelf. That's because I wanted to put more like knee length boots and like longer items. So I have them under there, as well as like all of my black boots and like kind of trainers and that type of thing. I just really love this whole system basically. This is like one of my favourite parts of the wardrobe because it's kind of all separate to my clothes, and yeah, it just makes picking and choosing handbags and shoes so much more easier. So guys, that is the end of this video. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me and hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to turn on that notification bell that will alert you of all of my upcoming videos. I post every Thursdays and Sundays. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.